From the comfort of your armchair, wildlife films spy into the natural world. To bring you pristine images of nature, the filmmakers must get up close. Theirs is a world of patience, unpredictability, and danger. A life without routine. To find out what it's like, let's turn the cameras on them. Finding one's way as a wildlife filmmaker means plunging off the beaten track. You can't learn this trade in school. But two professional tracks lead to the same destination. The trained cameraman with a passion for nature and the biologist who is given a camera to document his work. In both cases, society awards them the dubious honor of being eccentrics working in the remotest corners of the earth. This is exactly where they feel most at home. Cameramen and biologists happily endure hostile environments where nothing goes right. For some, it's a dream come true. The Open Air School of Wildlife Filmmaking offers some extreme courses. So what kind of students enroll? Let's follow in their footsteps to find out. Care to leave your armchair for this? The student must start somewhere. A movie is nothing without props, and in this industry, props have to be carried an awful long way. To the mecca of wildlife where this kind of filmmaking began, the birthplace of man, Africa. Childhood dreams are beginning to come true, but what does reality hold? Simply that our closest relative, the chimpanzee, is a funny and entertaining animal. And where is he to be filmed? More often than not in national parks and reserves, the new, untamed Africa. The island of Nagamba in Uganda is a case in point. Many of these chimps were rescued from poachers by local officials and scientists, then introduced to the park. They certainly fit the criteria of funny and entertaining, but for filmmakers who enter the park by boat, there's duty to be paid. These chimps can't swim, but they certainly make good customs officers. Or is it piracy? Either way, it's high time the visiting filmmakers reclaim their confiscated property. For their part, the customs officers return to more pressing business, leaving the visitors completely free to go about their business of making a film in a foreign country. They've paid a heavy price, but learned a lesson or two in humility. Wherever they go, wildlife filmmakers are guests who should respect the whims and mores of their hosts. In the School of Open Air Filming, nothing is written. Even expert gamekeepers make mistakes. For instance, when entering a rhinoceros park, the film crew is told,
if it charges, don't move.
If it charges, don't move. Why not? Because it will stop before it reaches us. So the filmmakers stay still, and what happens? With poor eyesight, rhinos will charge almost anything, and they're not camera shy. Even back at camp after a hard day's filming, the director and his assistants must share the African night with their subjects. Such playfulness in adult lionesses is a rare treat for the cameras. It's time to call it a night. Of course, young filmmakers must accept that sometimes they'll make the return journey with little useful footage. So it's back to basics, learning to make a comprehensive documentary on a small budget in your own backyard, a bit like shooting a blockbuster in a studio where you can control every shot. Here, the dive bomber, a kingfisher, is most happy to oblige. He gets a free meal, and the cameraman gets his shot. It's all part of the learning curve budding filmmakers must go through to convince their producers to send them on more exciting assignments. In the wild, if you want the shot, anticipation is the name of the game. You have to know your subject, what he likes eating, and which restaurants he frequents. In this case, fishing boats. Even in urban environments, you can't let your guard down. Seagulls are nervous birds during mating season, and the harbour offers little protection for well-intentioned filmmakers. The gulls like to stay as close as possible to the harbour for the fisherman's waste. Their numbers have grown so dramatically that property is at a premium on the waterfront. The gulls nest wherever they can. And the crew must give their tenants ample notice before they terminate the lease. It gives the sound engineer a chance to get really close to his subject. As long as the levels are adjusted accordingly. The crew may be ready to move, but the guests aren't. The chicks must be fully grown before they abandon the nest. Another lesson in humility for a film crew waiting for a big break.